Hello, everybody. Prime Hero here, and welcome to a very special live stream with my editor, Jamie from Luminous World Stories.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty awesome because this is the first time I'm hearing her voice and talking to her, not through email or through Discord. So this is kind of awesome. I was kind of nervous actually. How's it going, Jamie?
Good. It's a good day.
Good day. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a pretty good day too. Also, my job is actually, pretty not stressful.
Good.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. I get to think about the comic all day, so
Great.
well, I'm working, so I don't have to think too hard about what I'm doing. I can just kind of daydream.
Yeah, those are the kind of jobs that are kind of fun.
Yeah, they are. I can see myself, staying at it, long term because it gives me time to do the work I need to do on Paragon Prime. I get to focus on that. I can, in the evenings after I get home from work, on the weekends, and I can stay up later. And at the next day at work, I'm not feeling, super exhausted. It's actually pretty nice. It's very what's the word I'm searching for? Very complimentary to my work on my comic book right now. So
it's conducive to the writer's life because it doesn't beat you down to the point where your creative brain is burnt out.
Yeah, the previous job I had, I was working at the Walmart distribution center. I told you a little bit about that.
Yep.
That was kind of a nightmare. I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and no, it was terrible.
Yep, I had a part-time job at Target that kind of was like that for a little while.
Oh, that's terrible.
But now I'm doing this full time, so
nice. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about how kind of we got together? It's a pretty interesting story. Well, I don't know if it's interesting, but I don't know.
Everybody's got a story.
Yeah, I'd put out an ad on DeviantArt looking for an artist. And at this time, I didn't think that I don't need an editor, whatever. I can write everything myself. It's not a big deal. How hard could it be? I was an idiot, And then you had responded. You were like, "Oh, well, listen, I'm not an artist, but I do offer writing and editing services. So if you're interested, just contact me." And I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe, I don't know, whatever." I kind of just wrote it off. And then I saw a video on YouTube about the importance of an editor, and it really convinced me. I was like, oh yeah, those are some good points. Wow, I think I need an editor. Whoa, okay. So I went back.
Hey, you figured it out early enough on.
Yeah, I figured it out early enough on, and I went ahead and contacted you, and then we just started talking, and we just clicked so well. I was amazed at how in tune you were with what I was trying to do, and how complimentary you were, and it was just it's incredible, and I can't imagine not doing this without your help right now. It boggles the mind. I could not do this by myself. I just, the insight that you've had into the characters, into the story, and you pose, I'll admit, you pose a lot of difficult questions sometimes, Jamie. When you ask questions on Discord, I got a little annoyed, honestly. I was like, oh, why you got to ask those questions? But then,
why do I have to ask the questions that matter?
Yes, you do. And after I get over my initial annoyance of like, oh my gosh, she's totally right, and you get me to think, and you get me to solve these issues, these problems, and like, okay, yeah, hiring her was the best decision I've ever made. It's like, you're incredible, and I actually find it hard to believe that you're not working professionally for a publisher or comic book publisher or something, because you're really good. You have some really good insight into good storytelling, into good character development, into pacing. I don't know why you're not working for like Scholastic or Random House or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's kind of one of those long story things where it's about time and place and being in the right, position to accept those kind of offers. I mean, I've received them in the past, but wasn't necessarily in a position where I could follow through at the time. So I've just kind of been doing this, and I'm not, let's see, there's a difference between working with creative people who have visions versus working with people who want to make a bestseller. You get what I'm saying?
So you've dealt with both kinds of people? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm hoping I'm the passionate one option.
Well, and that too is part of the DeviantArt, those kind of postings.
Yeah.
I enjoy, because that's kind of like, it was my side thing at the time, was kind of just wanting to work with passionate people, because I had been, for a while working with how do you make money? How do you make a character that sells? How do you make a book that sells? To the point where it's exhausting working from that angle all the time. Whereas when you're working with people who truly are passionate about the characters, who don't come up to you and say, oh, I don't care who is the main character in my story, so long as I can write a bestseller. What are the traits of a bestseller? I like working with people who have their unique vision come out, as opposed to teaching people how to write carbon copies.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have that in droves. I mean, honestly, I like to make money, but that's not why I'm doing this. I feel this strong, like just nagging, kind of annoying, need to tell the story and to get my character out there.
And that's exactly the kind of person that fills me with energy. Like for every job that I take where it's like, okay, I just want to write a book, whatever, I try and balance it out with somebody who has that artistic passion, that personal story that they really, really just want to get out, because that's my yin and yang that keeps me from forgetting my roots of my enjoying writing, my love of the story. It's just sharing that with then somebody else and just growing together is what I really like about this whole setup here too. Because like when I saw your stuff, I saw the potential right away. Both in attitude and just what you had on the table already. I was excited right away because I could tell that you were the kind of person that, yes, this would work well.
Yeah, I mean, and since I met you and we worked on the story and we did the script and all of that, that actually jump-started other aspects, like my YouTube channel, getting on Twitter and starting live streams and all of that, and getting the right artist. Now, well, I told you what a nightmare the artist finding the right artist was. That's well, I've talked about it before, and people know. So
it's but completely typical kind of.
So you've heard other horror stories about people trying to find artists too yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just part of the game, because I mean, I went to school to either be an artist or a writer. Yes, I went down the writer's path, but because of that, I know a lot of artists, and I know a lot of people who have made it as artists, and a lot of people who have not made it. I'm not saying that they've failed, but they don't have that business sense.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find a person who's really going to follow through. And again, understand that this is your vision. This isn't their personal art zone where they just can do whatever they want. It's it's working together. And like you kind of touched on too, this is with the YouTube and the Twitter and everything, no story exists in a vacuum. Everybody is working together. There is no such thing. Another thing too that kind of grinds my gears is people who look at it like, you know, climbing to the top of a heap, beating out quote unquote competitors. It's not a competition. Everybody rises up together. And if you surround yourself with the right people, you can get to great heights.
Exactly. And I've actually realized that with Gilly and with other people on Twitter. It's been, you know, Twitter can be kind of a minefield too. It's really you gotta know how to navigate your way around Twitter. But at the same time, I found so much support for my character and my story. Every time I put a post up about Paragon Prime, and I get a lot of likes, and people, this sounds awesome. I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to watch it next year. This sounds great. And I've connected with a lot of really great people. Most notably was Gilly, though. Gilly, we've become really, really good friends, actually.
Great.
We do a lot of live streams together. We're planning some things out to have a kind of a joint YouTube channel. We're trying to figure that out. Hopefully it'll work out. Yeah. So we're going to co-host videos and. Yeah, so that's going to be really cool. But yeah, he's been a huge help, just giant. He's been incredible. So yeah, that's, and you know, a lot of support, and that's really, really great. So,
and that's the thing too, is you gotta cater to your supporters. You gotta look at who's saying I love this, and just kind of ignore any haters who come along, because what it means is you're reaching people.
Yeah, I've had some haters, not a lot, but I've had some haters on Twitter. So you know, it happens.
Well, haters are gonna hate.
Yeah, that's true.
We're preaching the goodness here, and that's what we're gonna find is people looking for the goodness.
Yes, definitely. So, so are you working on any other projects for any other people right now besides? Well, I think mine is kind of on hold right now. You know.
Yeah.
I send you stuff occasionally, but for the most part, we're on hold for a while until like at least maybe after the holidays when I want to get started on working on stuff again. But anything interesting you're working on now?
Well, I mean, I can't spill too much all the time, but some of the ones that I have up, like on my website, just on display, like there's kind of a, I guess you could call it's a romance visual novel that I'm helping with the script now and then, just as they have questions. I'm working on, there's another one called Roanoper Connection, where it's essentially a fan fiction crossover, but it's a big one. Like, I love working with the creator. You know, he's one of those that has all the ideas, understands everything, and appreciates the work that goes into making fiction work together. I was working. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. This is an interesting question. What are your thoughts about fan fiction, of existing properties? I've never been a big fan of fan fiction.
Yes.
Personally, because like, if you're gonna write something, why don't you write your own original stuff? Why use other people's characters? It just doesn't appeal to me. You know?
See, and that's kind of how I am too. I mean, it was how I was as well. I had never written fan fiction before. I barely ever read it other than for, say, a laugh. But after
a lot of it is pretty cringy too. I know that.
Because I think the problem is, and you know, take this how you will, anyone who writes fan fiction out there, the problem for me, and I know a lot of people, is the fact that it's the self-insertion fan fiction. I mean, there's an audience for it, but if you're looking to find stuff about a character, if you're looking for more depth, for more, like say it was a short series and you want to imagine what about this character who wasn't developed much, or what about this character who was the main character. The problem is people go in who aren't experienced writers or who don't consider, they just take the shell of the character, their appearance, and then they do whatever they want with them mentally inside. And that's to me where it becomes cringy. Like,
And I know
I'm
a lot
not
of it
really,
can get,
yeah.
I know a lot of it can get really creepy and disturbing too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so like I know there
I'm
exists
all for, yeah.
I know there exists good fan fiction out there based on franchises that are true to the franchise, true to the characters, true to the tone.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know
Yes.
where they are. It's too hard for me to find those. Like I wouldn't even know where to start to find the good stuff. You know?
They're buried in the sheer mountain, which again, that part of it too is word of mouth. I mean, on listening to people who are like, oh yeah, this one is good, but then understanding that everyone's idea of good is different. It's definitely a minefield. You can't necessarily find a lot of good writing in fan fiction because again, a lot of people who have their own story who are really good at writing, they'll just write their own. So it's like fan fiction's a starter point, but when you can find someone who just says, hey, the characters who I want to create are these characters, I mean, it works. It's very rare that someone will dive in like that because it is, an existing property. But again, that's a matter of someone who is writing not necessarily to make money, but because they are passionate about it.
And
that's
get.
one of the things that I really enjoyed. Yeah.
That I understand. I understand that it's about the passion. But if they can take that focus and that passion to something original, then I think it'd be a lot, more productive.
Yeah.
And they can make something.
Yeah, it's like stepping stones.
Yeah.
Well, and too, it's like, who am I to say that, what is it, that I can create a better character? Again, it's a matter of looking at it. Is this the right? Do you want to say, okay, I'm just going to carbon copy this existing character and just kind of do, I guess, like, whatever. Like what the girl who did, I guess, 50 Shades of Grey and all that with the Twilight series, just as an example. Again, even original, even if it was a fan fiction, made it into print because of, it doesn't necessarily make it good. A matter of what brings out your passion and what you want to do. So I'm a supporter, I guess, roundabout way of any sort of good writing, whether you're writing original or you're a fan writer.
Yeah. Now, have you taken any screenwriting classes before?
I took one semester class in college for just general videography type of a thing. But other than that, I mean, it's just kind of been essentially writing courses in general where some of them now and then, hey, script, hey, read this play script. It wasn't specific so much as just experiencing it and seeing what people do and just kind of picking up on it organically like that, for me anyway.
Yeah, I went to, I took like in middle school and high school, I took a lot of creative writing courses. And then I went to film school and I really got into screenplay writing and stuff. And I mean, that's where most of my background is, as far as writing goes, is script writing. And I had originally conceived Paragon Prime as an animated project. That was, I really wanted to be animated. But the logistics of making animated are way more difficult. Not saying that making a comic book is easy, because it's not, but animation is like 20 times more difficult. So I had to scale back. I'm like, okay, I guess I can't make this animated. I'm gonna have to go with a comic book, which is perfectly fine. I'm perfectly happy with. Although eventually, I haven't given up on animation though. So we'll see.
And that's the thing too, is like I said, stepping stones. You don't necessarily get a big, movie or serious deal right off the bat. You go, you take your script, your written account, you do your work to get it into comic book form, and then, like you said before to me a little bit, people come and they tell you, hey, this is a great idea. Well, somebody might catch eye on your project in the future and be like, hey, I want to support this. Do you want to go do this? That's a matter of, again, just being open and having just the awareness that what you're doing, you're always working towards that goal.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but something, yeah, and I'm working towards that goal, and I just feel so motivated. It's crazy. I've never felt this motivated before in my life, if I'm being honest with you. There's this just fire inside of me, and it hasn't gone away.
I can tell, yeah. Just even based on the difference between when we first started talking and now, I'm sensing the sparks a little more.
Yeah, it's definitely there, and it's been helped by you, by the people I've met, like Gilly, and like his passion for Galactic Rodents of Mayhem is really kind of infectious, and it just kind of like made me even more motivated, and it's been awesome. It's been incredible. One ironic thing that people might like to know is that something ironic is that Paragon Prime takes place in Washington, D.C. And out of sheer irony, Jamie just moved to Washington, D.C. So,
or at least right outside there.
Right outside of Washington. So that kind of blew my mind when you told me like you were moving to Washington, D.C. I'm like, oh, wow, that's kind of awesome, because like, you know, you can help me out with, you know, a script where like, you know, Paragon Prime fights some villain in some street in Washington. Like you can probably like yeah, you should be this street because it looks like this, and you know, for what you want the fight to be, this location would be good. You know, have you driven around?
Yeah, and even just a little bit, and even a few times that I have kind of had my eyes open, I've been on streets that have been mentioned in the script that we worked on. So
really, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
From Google Map view to.
That's pretty awesome. So, what do you think of the art by artist? He's pretty awesome, isn't he?
Yes, absolutely. Just it's night and day, just compared to previous. And again, when you first showed me that initial samples of his work that he is now, I was like, you need to grab this guy immediately, because this is the real deal.
Yeah, he really is. He's
from the colors to the expressions to just the dynamics. This is I'm really glad.
Yeah,
I'm really glad that you have someone worthy of the story now.
Yeah, and he's really professional, and he keeps me updated, and he doesn't disappear on me, and he's not super sensitive, and he doesn't rip me off, you know. It's like it took me a long time to find an artist this good, though, this professional and this talented. But I was patient, and I kept at it. Like, you know, one bad artist after another bad artist after another bad artist. I was like, there were times where I wanted to give up. I'm like, oh, what's the point? But I didn't. So, you know,
diamonds in the rough, man. We all need to find each other.
Although I found a great editor on my first try, so
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I kind of reached out to you first a little bit, and I kind of I have a motto of I only take on projects that I feel I could really are have the potential to soar. Like I don't want to invest either in people who aren't going to follow through.
Oh well,
I want to.
I'm flattered that you saw that in the project, and you saw that in me, that I was serious and that I really meant this and stuff. Oh, we got someone watching, or at least comment. goes, hello, I just thought I would stop in and say hi and get you a view while I'm doing some work. I don't have a lot of time to chat because animation deadlines are killer. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
Thanks for the fun of it. That is awesome.
Hey.
Yeah. Hopefully more people will watch this once it's on my YouTube channel. Usually that happens. I mean, I tweeted about this like last night before I went to bed, and I tweeted about it a couple of times today, to let people know, like, oh, listen, I'm doing a live stream with the editor tonight, tune in. But like, oh, nobody watches. Like, but the thing is, though, I do get more views once it's up as a video on my channel. So that's
cool. Absolutely. And I'm one of those people too, where I'll see, oh, they're doing a live stream. Well, I guess I'll watch it before bed.
Yeah. So yeah.
People like to fall asleep to the sound of your voice.
Yeah.
In a good way.
And I remember the first time I was doing my first video. I was super nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, it was insane. But I'm getting more used to it now.
Good.
So have you thought about making a YouTube video, making a YouTube channel?
Oh,
kind of like a writing.
Add another thing to the plate.
Well, I think it'd be cool for you to have like a writing workshop kind of YouTube channel. That'd be kind of
I mean, I've got some things written out that I could absolutely do that kind of thing. But again, it's just a matter of setting down, figuring out all the logistics of it, and more and more I keep thinking, well, maybe I should, but I think I'll just kind of see how you do to begin with, and then maybe I'll go ahead and jump on your coattails a little bit.
All right, I'll be the guinea pig. It's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be the lab rat. It's cool. I want to mention something to you that I'm in it for the long haul, and I want you to be with me on this book. Where to the point where I eventually want to give you full writing credit on future issues of this comic book. Like full on writing credit. Like, if it gets big and I make it and everything goes well and I get, a publisher interested, I'm going to have you kind of be my head writer. Probably. Yeah. Or part of my writing team.
As long as you'll let me.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing you've shown me, or nothing that I've seen that tells me that you wouldn't be right for the job. You understand the project, you understand the character, you understand everything about it so well and so perfectly. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna find anyone better than you on this project. So yeah, and I mean, I've already thrown a couple of potential clients your way too.
Yes, you have.
So I tried,
which I absolutely appreciate.
Yeah, no problem. I was like, oh, you need to get together with her because she's incredible. She's the best. So yeah, I eventually what I would like to do is, I have we have the graphic novel, kind of like we have the outline of that ready, and then we have kind of a big idea of the first kind of regular issue. And as that progresses, I get you more involved and coming up with stories together and whatnot. I have a bunch of villains that I haven't sent you yet. I'm going to send you them slowly. Some little, get the ball rolling. Exactly. Because that'd be incredible. Do you have any other kind of commitments like that right now?
Not in particular. I mean, yours is the one that I'm looking forward to in terms of just nearest at hand down the line. I mean, I've got my own projects. I get a lot of one-off type projects coming my way. but
Yeah.
you're one of the ones that is active essentially right now, and I see probably coming for me first. So
Nice.
yeah,
I got
I'm
dibs.
ready.
I got dibs. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Have you are you working on any other comic book projects right now, or am I the only one right now?
Oh, I think as of right now, you are the only comic book that I'm working on. Yeah. Like again, I've done some one-off ones, but yeah.
By the way, can I mention how mind blowing your script work was? Like you said, oh,
Yay.
I could. What? No. Oh my God, you don't think it's that good?
No, I mean it's good. Yeah, I said yay.
Oh, I thought you were like, it's not that good. It kind of
No, I
sucks.
think it worked out really well.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
You
this
gave me
is
some good source material.
yeah, yeah. I think I told you like George Perez, or I think
Yeah.
I don't know. Had you read any comic book scripting books before the ones I mentioned to you, or
Oh, I haven't, like I said, other than skimming ones now and then, other than that, I mean, I've read a lot of manga, so you pick up
yeah,
on it after a while.
yeah. I've read two books. One by Stan Lee, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a pretty awesome one actually.
Yeah.
It's Stanley. It's
Mm-hmm.
Stanley. I mean, heck, you go wrong with Stanley.
Right.
And then the other one was by Dennis O'Neil, and he was a pretty huge Batman writer for DC. He wrote the Nightfall stuff, where Bane broke Batman's back, and he wrote the No Man's Land story. He was responsible for the No Man's Land story. He was responsible for killing off Jason Todd, Robin, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. He's amazing too. And both these books taught me a lot about the language of scripting comic books. So
Yes.
it's pretty great. Eventually, I do have to read more. I know there's a lot of really good ones out there. So probably in between projects, I'll read a lot more books, because right now, kind of all my free time is just taken up right now.
Yep.
But I'm probably gonna want to read a lot more books. I
Well,
know
and I
there.
mean, every issue is kind of going to be a little bit different
Mhm.
to have in it. I mean, especially the I guess we can call it issue 0. That's a lot of action in
Mhm.
it. So you want to, and it's your introduction. You want it to be flashy. You want it to be big and bold. And every issue,
Yeah.
every scene, they all need something a little bit different in order to present that story. Just your different framing,
Mhm.
your different amount of dialogue, how big you want it, and it's you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta read all those books, and then you have to digest it and make it your own
Yes.
and suit
Yes.
your project.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Out of the process, what's your favorite part of the process?
Oh, me personally,
Yeah.
I
Like,
just
what's
my number one.
what's been your favorite part of our process of this whole thing?
Well, just kind of. I know you kind of dislike me for it, but one of my favorite things to do is character development through things
Oh
like
yeah.
the
No, yeah,
character
I know.
interviews.
Yeah, yeah. They're kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit, I'm like, they're kind of annoying, but
Yeah,
they're necessary. They're necessary.
they
They're
are.
completely necessary. Like, it's made me better, a better character developer because of
Yes.
those, because of that. And yeah, they're kind of obnoxious, but
They're
but
cookie
they're
cutter.
yeah, but they're necessary though. And like,
Yes.
wow, so I get a lot more insight into how I want to write the character, how I want to,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And that's
uh,
the thing too, is a lot of people kind of, in my opinion, take it in reverse, where they have a story, they just decide to put their characters through the motions. Whereas in my approach, it's once you know your character, their story is just so easy to nail down. You know exactly what they would do in any situation.
Mhm.
And if it's not the story that you think you're going to write, they'll write it for you. I mean, yeah.
The way you've developed the character kind of dictates where the story goes.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I mean, like, you too, you tell me how you want this story to end up. So I'm like, well, as I'm reading the script and stuff, it's, well, if this is the kind of hero that we're going for, if this is the kind of villain, the kind of just anyone, wouldn't they maybe do this?
I remember one specific instance where you kind of like, wouldn't it be better this way? The part where the missiles are chasing him.
Yes.
And he goes around the buildings, and the bombs explode off of the buildings. And you kind of recommended this alternative thing that's more true to the character. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're totally right about that. Whoa,
mm-hmm. Then it just instantly ramps it up, and then you're like, this is it.
And that was that was kind of one of my eureka moments. Like, oh yeah, that was actually, I think that was the moment where I knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that I had hired the right person for this. That I was like, okay, she gets my character on a level that is just beyond, So yeah, that was incredible. And you helped me develop her, Maribel, the love interest.
Yes. And she is lovely. I love her.
Yeah, she's
so
great.
much.
And I kind of, because before I was like the love interest was important. Like, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's not about her. But as I was developing the story and the character, I'm like, no, she's vital. She's gonna be an important character. She's gonna be as vital as Lois Lane is to Superman, or as Mary Jane Watson is to Spider-Man. She's gonna be that essential, that important. She's gonna just be really important to his life and to his journey as a superhero.
And that's even too just like a definition of a great relationship, which it kind of applies to characters too, is when you have characters that don't just exist to decorate, but characters who are alive and playing off of each other, again, that just takes it to another level, because now you have people, you have new inspiration of what's going on, and the fact that, like, even you're kind of falling in love with her more and more every day, which means so will your readers, and that's so vital. Yep.
Do I have a crush on my own character? That's weird.
It's not weird at all.
Yeah.
It means that you made somebody awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, Facundo, I have to give him credit. He's just as responsible for the character as me or you are.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know, he brought her to life. The glasses, for example. The glasses were his idea. And as soon as I saw the glasses, I'm like, whoa, that's perfect. Wow.
Took her from a 5 to a 10.
Yes, completely. The glasses were just genius. Oh, gosh. It was just
and
insane.
I just love the sass. Again, I'm kind of a sucker for someone who can portray emotions well, someone who doesn't just draw, a static generic pose. And again, just the first bit of art that you showed me of his, I'm like, you need this person, because this person's gonna take it again up that notch.
He nailed her, like,
yes,
on his first try.
We love her and we love him because he made us love her even more.
Yep. He's pretty great. I'm probably gonna get him on a live stream soon.
Awesome.
Maybe I'm hoping next week, but we'll see. Because he's a pretty awesome guy. He does some amazing artwork and stuff. So we got a couple of more comments here. Let's see. Hi, Professor Geek brought me over here. Happy to be here. Editing is highly underrated, and a lot of people don't know how it works. Your art style on your avatar does translate well to animation. Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why I'm saying, yeah, you got it in you for the future.
Yeah, I did that on purpose, though. I had told Facundo, my artist, I kind of wanted to be animation friendly. I don't want it to be
Yes.
too detailed. I don't want it to be like, like Jim Lee or George Perez or something like that, which are two of my favorite comic artists. But I kind of I can't tell them, I want a Bruce Timm kind of look. I don't know if you know who Bruce Timm is. He's the main character designer for Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series. Yeah. So I kind of like that's the base I told him to, and he just went with it, and he did an amazing job. He made us up exactly what I was looking for. So that's pretty awesome. And then he goes, I do 3D animation. It looks like it would translate well to both 2D or 3D. Sorry, I can't count much because this computer gives me a pinwheel and stutters when I try to count it. Wow.
Yay, technology.
Yeah. But yeah, animation is still hopefully on the table. So I don't know if you know Professor Geek. He has
I looked at him a bit.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel that I actually he actually came up with a lot of the terms that I hadn't known before, like the term aspirational hero. Because I knew what kind of character, what kind of hero I responded to. Like, the biggest example are Superman or Captain America, but I didn't know what they were called before I had seen his videos. Like, oh, well, that's what they're called, and they're an archetype, and wow, this is awesome. And yeah, he's pretty great. He's one of my favorite YouTubers right now. He offers some editing himself. But yeah, he's pretty great. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, he's coming out with a hero archetype book. He's going to crowdfund it this month, I think. And I'm probably going to go ahead and back that and read that because he has some good
awesome
to like the hero's journey and hero archetype.
Oh yeah.
So
like, I mean, I don't think I've ever specifically talked to you about this, but again, one of the reasons that I I guess latched onto your story is because I am an absolute believer, and I love the monomythic cycle, the hero's journey, whatever you want to call it. Campbell's breakdowns of them are just phenomenal.
Yeah, every great writer, great filmmaker that writes anything having to do with heroes has been influenced by his work, like for sure. I mean, George.
And I mean, even if you don't think that you have been.
Oh,
if you've watched Star Wars,
exactly. It's ingrained.
It's ingrained in culture.
Unfortunately, part of the bigger reason why I felt really compelled to do this now, sadly, the hero's journey is kind of being ignored and being today. Especially in modern day comics and in Marvel and DC, they're they're not following that fundamental narrative more, and their stories suffer because of it. What they've done to Superman is right now for me unforgivable, because there was a while there where the Superman Rebirth stuff, where they had Superman, he was married to Lois Lane, and they had a young boy, Jonathan Kent, and it was beautiful, it was uplifting, it was life affirming and hopeful and positive to see Superman as a father and a husband, and Jonathan Kent was this really good kid, and he was a really good father, and it was just a joy. And then there was a regime change at DC, and they decided oh no, we're just gonna break them up, and we're gonna get all cynical about it and dark, and because superheroes don't deserve happy lives. And then I was like, well, that's not true, and that kind of stuff just motivates me even more. When I see stuff that upsets me in the industry, all it does is light a fire inside of me even more. It burns hotter, it burns brighter, it burns longer, because I see what's going on. And essentially my mantra for this is be the change you want to see.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too that I tell everyone who I meet or anyone that I do editing for is you need to write your story. You're the only, like, even though I'm an editor, you're the only one who can write your story. I can help you. I can help you see things in a new way. But if I suggest something that's not true to your vision, you need to pursue your vision because you're the only person who's going to make it happen. And that's the thing is everyone has a story that they can tell that only you can do. And especially when you see things like they are now where it's going down a different path in popular media and everything. If you don't kind of create the thing that you want to see, you're never going to see it.
Exactly. Yeah. And essentially, the story of Paragon Prime is he's the kind of person that I want to be. Yes. He represents the person that I want to be. Like he's the kind of character that I aspire to be like.
Absolutely.
And that just and I just repeat that and the mantra, like, be the change you want to see. I tell myself that every single day. Every single day, be the change you want to be the change you want to see.
Yes.
So that's very, very important to me. And I remember when, like, especially that last drawing of Paragon Prime where he's lifting the guard, the debris guard, the metal beam from the kid. It's my gosh, like when I saw that art with the color, I'm not gonna lie, I got emotional. I got really emotional.
Yeah, and I mean that's your iconic moment.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the character, in terms of him, that is who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's just the entire, I mean, the artwork itself is beautiful, but the way that scene to me, with the moment of someone who is a hero, who is influencing this other person to think, wow. And then the person viewing it is also there in that moment. It's infectious.
It really, really is. It's I kind of want it to be the cover because it's that good. Because it's that good. I kind of want to be at least one of the covers. I might do a couple of variants.
Yeah.
But I definitely want
a variant
that to be
cover.
One of the covers. I definitely want that to be one of the covers because it's so gorgeous, it's so beautiful, and it's so captious and just it's the very definition of the character in just one image. It's just insane, But let me ask a question. Have you worked with a lot of people who didn't have any kind of direction and didn't know what they were doing, and you couldn't really help them that much?
Oh, so many. I mean, like I said too, what I tell people is, you're the only one who can write your story. I'm an editor. I can't write your story for you. If you don't have an idea, if you don't know what you want to do, yeah, I can kind of help pick out what's there, but I can't see into your heart. I can't see into your brain. If it's not even making it just even a tiny amount to the page where I can find it.
Yeah.
I can't find it. It's one of those things, yeah.
Maybe the issue was that some of those people didn't really know how to put it on the page,
and again, I can only teach people so much. Yeah. And again, that's a matter of, I tell people at the end of that kind of a thing where, because like, if I don't see something from someone beforehand, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I'll edit your whole book. I'll say, yeah, just give me a page or two to kind of see, would I be a good fit to help you with this? I mean, it's a matter of also, when I do come across that kind of person, I do my best to pick out what I can, and then I reference them to, here are some writer's tools. Here are some things that I'm getting the sense you should look into.
Yeah.
In order to get to that point where they would need me and be able to use what I can do. I'm kind of a one-stop shop that way in terms of, it doesn't really matter to me whether you're a novice writer or if you are an expert. I'm going to try and do something for you,
Yeah. Have you ever had anyone get kind of angry at you?
Oh, not in particular.
No. Okay.
But again, that's a matter of me taking on people who I know I can work well with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make promises that I can't keep. I won't tell a person, yeah, just give it to me and I'll make it perfect. Or this will be,
No, there's
I'll make it into gold.
there's definitely a lot of hard work involved. A lot of
Yes.
a lot of people aren't prepared for it. And you know what? Maybe
Yeah.
like a year ago, I wasn't prepared for the amount of hard work that this was going to take. Like,
yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know when it happened. I don't know when the switch inside of me just kind of flipped, where I was ready to devote myself to this completely. I was, when I don't know when the point happened where I was just devoted and focused and like, this is the most important thing right now in my life. Nothing else matters but this thing.
Yeah. Well, if you describe it that way, the thing that comes to my mind is you're on your hero's journey now, buddy.
Yeah.
You have reached that point.
Yeah,
you are engrossed in the mission.
I found myself mostly happy most of the time.
Good.
Because I'm doing something I believe in. I'm doing something that I think is important.
Yes.
It's just this is incredible. And
yeah, everyone needs that sense of purpose, and not everyone in their lifetime will feel it. So, I mean, you're in a moment where it's like, I've been there too. I know people who are in that zone where it's infectious, and that's part of why I like to surround myself with people like you, because that also keeps me motivated and feeling like, hey, this is the place to be, is in this mind.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we should start winding things down because I haven't eaten dinner yet. And I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yep.
But listen, I would like to have you come back more often because this was incredible. Like, I was like, okay, not only are you an amazing editor and you're awesome, but you're also really, really awesome to talk to. I guess I should have known we would have clicked in this way too. Like, it shouldn't have been a big surprise for me. But I want to have you on again more often if you're open to it.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind doing a stream with Gilly, me and you also. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be fun.
So yeah, this was awesome. I really, really enjoyed this, and I want to do it. I want to do it again for sure.
Yay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just the streams that you're doing and stuff. I know a handful of writers who are dragging their feet a little bit, who I think I might say, hey, go watch this. You know who you are.
Wow. That's
yeah.
Funny. Okay, this was good. Yeah. Okay. Well, for right now, I don't have anything pressing for you to work on. I might maybe sometime next week have like I'd emailed a guy recommended to me by my composer friend who did the Paragon Prime thing, and he is this guy that does like animation, and I might do like a little video with some text, and I might need your help on the text.
Sure.
Kind of like an opening crawl kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think I sent you a video of the Galactic Rodents of Mayhem one.
Yes.
Something along those lines. So I want some kind of text. It's not too spoilery, but introduces the character and the world, and
not spoilery. Not spoilery. What we go for is teasers.
Exactly. Yeah. So I might just like email you or hit you up on
sure
on Discord later this week or next week or whatever. But
you know where to find me.
Yeah, I do. All right. Well, this was awesome. Thanks everyone who joined us and said hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was actually the first stream that I've actually had any kind of any kind of comments, so that's kind of cool.
Yay!
Usually when I get comments, I'm on Gilly's channel and not my channel.
Mm-hmm.
But this was cool. All right, I say this was a big success.
Yay!
Yeah,
I would say so as well.
all right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, and I hope that all of you who are listening to this after its video on YouTube enjoyed it too. All right.
Yes, thank you, and enjoy.
Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification and all that stuff that everybody says after each video. All right. Well, signing off. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.